I apologize if this gameplay is really bad, but today I'm pretty sure I broke my finger. So yeah, I apologize if this gameplay is really bad and it looks like my dog is playing, but I can't really play today, but I needed background gameplay. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I broke my finger in school today, so that's just great. But yeah, I basically got trolled today. I went in for a high five with full force because my friend was just doing this thing to try and annoy me, just going for multiple high fives. And on the last one, I went in with full force, and she was standing towards the wall, so I went in with full force, and she moved her hand, and I crushed my fingers towards the wall. I crushed them. Yeah, it was my middle finger that got crushed, but right now I have two of them wrapped up. It's my pointer and middle finger. They're like wrapped up with a Q-tip in the middle just so it can stay up. So right now I'm using my, what is this finger called? The finger right before your pinky. Yeah, I'm using that finger to shoot right now. But I just want to talk about a really douchey thing I did on the bus today, because as you probably know, I've said it in videos before, I take the bus. But yeah, I feel like I'm really lucky because my seat is seat number 6 and I'm the only one that sits there. Everybody else has to share a seat sometimes, and usually when kids aren't there, then that's when they don't have to share their seat. But usually every other kid has to share a seat. I'm like the only one that has a seat by himself. And for that, I thank my bus driver. I fucking love you, Steve. Oh my God. I'm just gonna hide in here because I can't play right now and I don't want to get killed, so let me just chill in here. So yeah, for the most part I have my seat to myself, but there is some days where this girl feels the need to sit next to me. There's these days where she comes in and there's other empty seats. There's other empty seats next to me, behind me, just on the bus in general. But she feels the need to sit next to me. Me, the one who doesn't like anybody. Oh my God, broken finger kill, broken finger kill. But yeah, for some reason she feels the need to sit next to me. There's other kids with empty seats on the bus, either behind me or next to me, but she feels the need to sit next to me. Why? I don't know. What just came to me, the finger I'm shooting with is my ring finger. This has been going on for weeks. It's not even a 1 or 2 time thing. She does this like almost every other day. The first time it was cool, I let it slide, you know, she needed a seat, so I just let her sit next to me. Now, she feels the need to sit next to me every single day, so you know what I did? I stopped that shit. Now, as you know, I'm a douchebag, so I don't like people sitting next to me. So what I did and what I've been doing for the past few days, I've been pretending to be asleep on the bus so she can't sit next to me. I put my book bag like on the empty part of the seat so she can't sit down or anything like that. And if she tries to tap me and be like, hey, can I sit here? I'm just asleep. And I've been trying this tactic for like the past few days, but she wasn't there. Like, I guess there was just other empty seats, so I couldn't tell because I was pretending to be asleep. But today I got on the bus, I did the whole setup, I put the book bag on the empty space next to me, and I pretended to be asleep. I put my head towards the window, and I pretended to be asleep. And I was there for about 3 minutes. The rest of the kids were getting on the bus, and there was no sign of her. I didn't feel any tapping. So I just thought she wasn't there today, or she just found another seat somewhere else. No lie, just as I was about to open my eyes and just sit normally, I felt a tap. I was leaning towards the window and I felt a tap in my shoulder, and then shortly after, like 2 seconds after, I hear, hey, can I sit here? And in my head I was just thinking, bitch, I'm asleep, leave me alone. About 5 seconds after, I hear another voice, and I guess they invited her to sit next to them, so I got saved today. My tactic worked. I was so proud of myself. J1, annoying bus girl, 0. And I know what you guys are thinking, Jay, you're such a douche. Why can't she just sit next to you? It's not even, like, what did she do? And yeah, she is a pretty quiet girl. She's not one of those outrageous kids who just like scream on the bus and talk to their friends who's in the back of the bus while they're sitting in the front of the bus. She's not like that. She just sits there and doesn't do anything until she gets off her stop. But I don't like sitting next to people. I just don't. I like having a seat to myself. You know, I could fucking have all the space I want. Number 2, she is very rude. Not in the sense that she's like loud and obnoxious on the bus, but she is a very rude person. I didn't notice when she first sat next to me. That's why I let it slide, and I just let her sit next to me for the first or second time. Like, I just let it slide. After I started to get annoyed, I just put my book bag in the empty space and I like stared out the window and just tried to ignore her. And she came on the bus. She didn't see any free seats except the one next to me, even though I'm pretty sure there was one next to me or behind me. She sees there's an empty space next to me when honestly, it's not an empty space. My book bag is sitting there. Have some fucking manners. Want to know what this girl does? She doesn't even say excuse me, anything like that. She just starts to sit down, and no lie, she was gonna sit on my book bag if I didn't notice and move my book bag. This bitch is rude. Yeah, you little fuck. But she really was going to sit on my book bag. She couldn't say excuse me. She couldn't like try and get my attention so I could move it. No, she was just going to sit down, and she was gonna land on my book bag if I didn't move it. That guy is bad. Moral of the story, if you don't want anybody to sit next to you on the bus or you just want the seat to yourself, pretend to be asleep. It works, trust me. They'll call your name a few times, they'll try and get your attention, but what you do is just ignore them. Just act like you're asleep. So yeah, pretend to be asleep, ignore them, don't cave in, really play the role of being asleep, and it will work.